Hello, everybody. We're going to get started in a few seconds. Good evening. Welcome to day 4 of the Life Skills Week, presented by the Unidos Now Future Leaders Academy Barancik Scholars. My name is Cynthia Elestar. I'm the program director at Unidos Now, and I'm honored to be here to celebrate this online event for the entire family. This week, our scholars have been presenting on different life skills. During their summer break, they have been doing research on life skills, and now they would like to share with you their findings and recommendations. Now, what are life skills? They are abilities and behaviors that help you deal effectively with the events and challenges of everyday life. They are the skills that allow you to handle everything, from interacting with others to identifying and processing your emotions. They are important in all aspects of life, including school, relationships, and work. A few housekeeping rules before we get started. You're welcome to ask questions. Please use the chat box to type your questions, and the student will answer them at the end of the presentation. If you need Spanish interpretation, please click More on the lower right or upper right hand corner of your screen. Then click Language Interpretation, then click Spanish, and mute original audio. Si requiere interpretación en español, por favor haga clic en Más en la esquina superior o inferior derecha de su pantalla. Luego haga clic en Interpretación de idiomas. Y luego haga clic en Español y en Silenciar audio original. And now, please meet the Future Leaders Academy Barancik Scholars.
All right, can you hear me? Good evening, everyone. My name is Adriana Aranguibel. Today, I'm going to continue the 4th day of the Life Skills Week with my group. And we want to thank the Barancik Foundation and Unidos Now organization for letting us having the opportunity to be here and present for it today. So as you know, my name is Adriana. I'm from Riverview High School, and I'll be an upcoming senior.
My name is Juan Alvarez. I go to Manatee School for the Arts, and I am also a rising senior.
Hi, my name is Nayara Piedrahita. I am a rising senior at Sarasota High School.
Hi everyone, my name is Emeline Rincon, and I'm a rising junior at Sarasota High School.
Hi, my name is Christian. I go to the Sarasota High School. I am 12th grade.
All right.
But before we start,
we must understand what life skills are.
Life skills are any skills that people manage on their daily and that are also able to improve in all areas, even from work, school, and relationships.
Having a strong life skills allows people to handle emotions and also interactions with others. It makes people become efficient and open, and also grows as a person. So for our presentation, we were assigned interpersonal communication. But first of all, here's the question: what is interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication is the ability by which people exchange information, feelings, and interactions and messages to communicate with others effectively in different areas of life. When people experience this communication, there might be different ways to speak. We have verbal communication and we have written communication. For verbal communication, it applies a tone of voice, body language, it applies gesture, and also facial expressions. For example, we can have a meeting at a cafe or an interview. And for written communication, we have grammar, organization, instructions, complex terms, and others. For example, we can send an email, we can read it to a newspaper, and sometimes an essay.
Body language. Body language is pretty much the way you present yourself as a person without saying or writing a word. Just by using your body, you can make or break your first impression. Next. However, body language is not only important for first impressions, it's always important. We all know communication is a two-way process with people sending and receiving information to and from each other. The information you will receive will not always be verbal or written. It can also be physical. Next. Body language is extremely important when it comes to interpersonal communication because you also use your body to send information/messages to the receiver or the communicator. This includes facial expressions. Next.
Interpersonal communication is a key life skill that can be used for many things. As previously said, interpersonal communication is the process of exchanging information between two or more people through verbal methods. How is it used in many things? It is used in speaking on the phone, whether calling a friend or calling for a taxi. Keeping a proper tone of voice is important when exchanging information. Giving presentations at school. You're exchanging information with the use of technology, using proper hand gestures and proper tone. In a job interview, the way you stand, sit, and communicate demonstrates your knowledge on the topic. All of us probably have engaged in some type of interpersonal communication without even knowing it. Next. Achieving and having the interpersonal communication skill. Achieving it. Be open to ask for feedback in the way you're presenting information or exchanging information between another person or in a group discussion. When in a group discussion, you want to be patient in talking or discussing your part of the presentation. Politely wait for your turn. Practice paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is important because you want to speak on the main points and not the other details, for the audience to stay attentive and not get bored of listening to details that are not as important. Learn how to maintain eye contact with the speaker. It demonstrates your interest and focus, and it's a way of being respectful. Body language is very important as well, whether you're presenting or just having a normal conversation. Having interpersonal skills means you gain proper communication capability in writing, speaking, and listening. You have courtesy, manners, being respectful, saying excuse me, thank you, please. Integrity, being honest with what you're sharing, being ethical. Finally, having interpersonal skills, being nice, funny, friendly with those around you, especially when in a group discussion.
Now, what to do and what not to do. Next. Don't multitask. Be present. Be in that moment. Don't be thinking about random things. If you want to get out of the conversation, get out of the conversation, but don't be half in it and half out of it. Next. Listen. Listening is one of the most important skills we could develop. I know that sometimes we'd rather to talk or not, but listening is key to good communication. Next. Go with the flow of the conversation. Stay in the conversation. Make it interesting. Next. Use open-ended questions. What do you mean by that, you may ask? I mean, if you ask someone, were you mad? Were you terrified? They're probably going to answer, yes, I was, no, I wasn't. But if you ask instead questions like, what was that like? How does it feel? They're going to have to think about it, and you're going to get a much more interesting response. Next. Don't compare your experiences with theirs. All experiences are not the same. Our experiences are different. And something that I want to add is that it's not just about you. So don't try to take away that moment from that person to show yourself and say something like, oh, I went through something similar and it was worse or better. Just let them talk. Next. Make yourself clear. Don't overwhelm yourself or the other person. Make your intentions clear. Next. Be respectful. This is really important. Know that we're all different, that we all don't think the same, and that we all have freedom of speech. Next. Do ask questions if you don't know something. Next. Because he who asks a question is a fool for 5 minutes. He who does not ask a question remains a fool forever. And it also shows that you're interested. Thanks.
Question? Question, you need to unmute yourself.
Interpersonal communication helps a lot with getting to know each other, acting professionally, entertaining, and developing our personality based on the values acquired over time that are essential for our well-being. Thank you.
All right, so that is the end of our presentation. And now we are going to have a game for you to play. So I will encourage you to put your number on the Kahoot app. Or if not, you can just go online.
Adriana, you're on mute.
Thank you. I'll say that we can wait if we have like 2 more people. If not, we can keep going. The pin for those is 20A425.
Oh my God.
All right, so I think we can start now. Oh, there are more coming. All right. So here's the first question. True or false? Interpersonal communication is a key by process that people exchange information, feelings, and meaning. True or false? True, very good. Okay. Cat ladies at the top. Awesome. So we'll go with the next question. True or false again? Letters, electronic mails, and telegrams are examples of written communication. True or false? One more answer. Good. So everyone knows, yes, this is written communication. We have still, ooh, we got changes. Brianna's going to the top. Good job. Okay, next question. This is a quiz. Interpersonal communication can be used to three more answers. 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone is right. Yes, interpersonal communication can be used to form content and maintain relationships, give and collect information, make decisions and solve problems, and also receive emotional support. It's important to take consideration of all of them. The next question. Look at IQ. IQ is going off. All right. So next question. Another quiz. Does body language include facial expression? Yes or no? Two more answers? One more? Three, two, one. There you go. Okay. This is a tricky question. Body language and facial expression, at first you might think the body's not related with your face, but it actually is. When you are speaking to a person, you can tell how they're feeling, not only by their face, but also by their body. Something that one can tell us about. All right. So who's going on? Cat Lady Sarah for first place. Last question. True or false? Is it okay to ask questions if you don't know something? Yes or no? True or false?
I wonder who Cat Lady is.
True. Very good. Absolutely true. So yes, it is important. Jocelyn, good job. Esther. And Cat Lady. Well, good job, everyone. Thank you, all of you, for attending this session today and for being with us and support the Unidos Now and Barancik Foundation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adriana, and the rest of the team. This has been a great presentation and also a wonderful way to help us review the main concepts by playing Kahoot. It was very creative, so thank you. And if there's any questions, please type them in the chat. Looks like there are no questions. So the information that you presented was very clear. And now I would like to introduce the next team that will be talking about decision making.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. If not, that would suck. Before we get this show on the road, I just wanted to thank Unidos Now and the Barancik Foundation for, forming this whole thing and letting us talk to all of you about, the wonderful world of decision making. I know, so exciting. Of course, I definitely didn't do this alone. And I would love to introduce my other colleagues if you guys would like to.
Hello, everyone. My name is Denny. I am a rising junior at Manatee High School.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Brianna Diaz, and I'm a rising senior at Pineview.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ingrid, and I'm a rising junior at Southeast High School.
Hello, everyone. I'm Daniela Rodriguez. I'm a rising senior this year at Riverview High School.
And I'm Aika Kwasin. I'm a rising senior at Brandon River High School. So let's get on started with this great presentation we have for you. So before we get in all about, decision making, but stop. Close your eyes. And just ask yourself these questions. Are you bad at making up your mind? Do you have commitment issues? Do you want to stand up and stand out but can't? Now, if your answer was yes for one or all three of them, this presentation's just for you. Now, the art of decision making. Did you know that good decision makers are informed, patient, and confident? But don't think it's all of them, but majority of them. So you might be in that majority, I might say. And that their opinions and actions are influenced by bias, reason, emotions, and memories. We examine the benefits and drawbacks of each choice, and then we cope with the consequences. So we have sort of a big responsibility. But once you learn how to handle those choices, you'll definitely be more confident in your decisions. And in situations where they're missing or incomplete information, urgent deadlines, or limited physical or emotional resources that impact our decision, we might not make the best decisions, but we're here to help you out. Now, I would love to send that over to Daniela.
Okay, everyone, could you just go to Paul and get in, and I'll activate it. Has everyone answered? Okay. Okay, so they're all correct decisions, but B is the one we all choose. We make tons of decisions, thousands of decisions every day, but I think 1,000 is the closest we can get to a one day. Next. There are 3 types of decisions. Next. Okay. There's personal decisions, business decisions, and consumer decisions. Personal decisions determine who we are as individuals and outcomes we create for ourselves and others with which we have direct relationships. Business decisions determine the outcome of the profit, financial, or market for a business. These are the choices we make every day. Consumer decisions consist of choices that determine our effectiveness in purchase decisions that occur in either personal or business contexts. If you love shopping like me, then you make lots of consumer decisions.
Okay, decisions and you. The decisions you make have an effect on your everyday life. So, for example, like, what will you eat today? When will you sleep? All of that stuff, those are decisions you make. And some decisions have the power to change the course of your life. Like what will you major in, what your career will be, what job you will have. All of that has the power to change your life. And so when making a life-changing decision, it's important that you are 100% happy with it. If you have any doubts about the decisions you're about to make, it's important to go back and rethink your options to ensure that you make the best decisions for yourself. Next slide. Why do I want to make better decisions? Well, Well, because like you save money and you save time and you save energy, and who wouldn't want to save money? Like everyone does. And it increases your confidence and it boosts your credibility as a leader. Now you may ask, how do you do this? You do this by setting goals, which are either long-term or short-term. You also evaluate all impacts that can occur, and you listen to yourself and ask for advice from experts or from loved ones that can help you make a better decision. Also by being open-minded and objective. I would like to pass it on to Brianna. Danny, I'm sorry.
No worries, no worries. All right, it's already 6 p.m. I know it's a little late and everything, but thank you for sticking with us. Now we're going to actually look at how we make those decisions. So everything, it's easier said than done. That's the fact of the matter. So how do we make better decisions? Well, let's put ourselves into a situation. For example, if you were buying a house, that is a big deal, right? And so you might be asking me, well, Denny, how are you going to explain that to me in the next 5 minutes? I'm going to buy a house. Well, all decisions follow the same 7-step model, all right? So your first step you're going to do is you're going to identify that decision. Know that you're buying a house, right? Know what you're going to be buying. Know what you're going to be doing. The second step is to gather information. So know what your decisions are. Know what your choices are. Know why you're choosing it, and what potential consequences, positive or negative. So an example of that might be is, where is that house you want to buy located at? Is it in Sarasota? Is it in Bradenton? Is it in Fort Lauderdale? You may never know until you actually do that research. Step 3 is identify alternatives. What you want to dream, what you want might not always be the most feasible option. So know your alternatives and know what is your safety choice. Choice 4 is to weigh the evidence. Why are you deciding this? Why do you want this choice? Or why do you want this house? That is giving you evidence to support that decision later on. Number 5 is to choose. This is 5 and 6 are the most difficult parts. 5 is actually singling out which choice is best. And number 6 is acting upon it. So you decided that house that you wanted. You're going to buy it. And number 7 is the most critical part. A lot of people usually overlook this, but it's to actually review the decision after you make it. Did you make a good one? Did you make some mistakes? Was it something that you didn't anticipate? It's great to take a step back and to learn and to improve for your next time. Next slide, please. And this is a wonderful quote by a famous American author, Mark Twain. He tells us that good decisions come from experience. Experience comes from bad decisions. The fact of the matter is, not every decision you're going to be making is going to be perfect, You're going to be, like Ayaka said, you're going to be under stress. You're going to be in that bubble where you're about to burst. But, it's good to know that you have the power of experience. And if you fail, that's why step 7 is so crucial, to take a step back and to look at where you can improve on. Next slide, please. And this is a very cliche quote, but I feel like it really applies to this situation, is that the great thing about hitting rock bottom is there's only one way to go, and that's up. And if you feel like you have made a lot of mistakes, there's an opportunity to change that. And that is through the power of making better decisions. I'm going to pass it on to my colleague, Daniela. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So, as Danny was saying, those were some of the steps you could take to make your decisions. But if you still need some help or you're still not entirely sure, there's 4 ways here that you can make them. So one way is by just taking command, and that's just basically isolating your situation, looking at it, and figuring what you want to do without any outside sources, without like any outside influence. The second way you can do it is by consulting. And I feel like this is a pretty common one that we do like on a daily basis, where you're not entirely sure on, what you want to do. So you'll ask someone for help or you ask someone for advice. So that's another way you could do it, consult with others and get outside opinions. Another way is the third way, which is voting. And that's just basically weighing out your options. That one's really good. Like one way to do it is for a pros and cons list, which is like one of the most common ways to do it. You just weigh out your options and see which one is easier for you and which one is just better for your situation. And the fourth one is consensus. And that's just basically almost doing a combination of all of these. That's like getting everyone's input, everyone's opinion, like even your dogs, like whoever's opinion on it, and just coming to an overall consensus and decision that you want to take. All right, next slide. All right, and so what we have planned for you is a little Kahoot for today. It'll be like a would you rather, more so. And a quick disclaimer is that it might show that there's a right or wrong answer, but there definitely isn't because it's opinion based. But just a little disclaimer, it'll show that, but no one's actually right or wrong unless you actually think that. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. All right. All right, and I apologize if the Kahoot noise starts playing. It might be a little bit loud. All right. All right, so you guys can start joining in if you'd like to. All right. All right. Okay. 10 players. All right. Maybe if one or two people want to join in. If not, I could just go ahead and get started. All right. I like that. Happy me. Okay. All right. So the first question is, would you rather rewrite an essay 30 times or have one chance to write the perfect essay? It might be a tough one, but all right. Let's see. All right, 7 of you said just once, which I can totally relate to because nobody's got time for that. All right, next one. Oh, okay. See, happy me's winning, I guess. Okay. Next question. So would you rather not be able to stop dancing or stop singing? This one could be a little bit tough too. All right, one more person? Or not? Okay, I'll just go ahead. All right. 6 of you said not stop singing. Me too. I'd probably get so tired after dancing too much. All right. Happy. Oh, good job, Daniel. All right. Third question. Would you rather eat 100 burritos or 100 burgers? This one is extremely tough. Food related. Extremely tough. All right. Easily burgers. All right. Or no, actually, a lot of you chose burritos. Okay. Good, good, good. I should have put that as the right answer. All right. Go, Adriana. All right. Fourth question. Would you rather never get tired or never get hungry? All right. Most of you said never get tired, and I understand that. I completely understand why you would choose that. All right. Let's see who happens to be. Oh, Adriana's still at the top. Okay. All right. And this is the last question. So this is superhero based, superpower. Would you rather have telekinesis or be able to fly? I know these are very logical questions. All right, so telekinesis, that's probably what I would have put too. All right, and that's it for y'all. And then if you'd like to see the podium, go Daniela, all right? Go Christian. Let's see who happened to be at the top. Good job, Adriana. All right. I'll go ahead and pass off my screen to Denny. See if I can open this up. All right.
All right. Thank you so much for sticking around for the wonderful Kahoot. Hope you guys learned a lot about yourself. Before we wrap up, let's just, I want to thank Unidos Now once again for facilitating tonight's presentation and the kindness of the Charles and Marjorie Barancik Foundation. Before we go, I want to share with one last quote, and that is, let the choices you make today be the choices you can live with tomorrow. And this is very important. And remember, every time that you make a decision, although how important or how easy it might be, make sure you can live with it. And always take it as an opportunity to learn from. With that, I wish you a pleasant evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Danny, and everybody in the team. Another amazing presentation. Thank you for teaching us about the different steps of decision making. I'm very interested in asking my dog for an opinion. Like Diana mentioned, that we should involve the dog in our decision-making process. But seriously, great job, everybody. It's a very important topic that many times we take lightly, and you have taught us very clearly how we can make better and wiser decisions that not only affect our present but also our future. Are there any questions in the audience? Looks like there are no questions. All right, so I would like to thank everybody for joining us this evening again. We hope that you had a good time learning about the importance of the interpersonal communication and decision making. And please keep in mind that life skills take practice and also an understanding that there is always room for improvement. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, our last day of the Life Skills Week, when our Barancik scholars are going to be talking about self-awareness and study skills. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.